He's hiding somewhere. I know he's here because he helped me learn. There he is. He's helped me learn how to open this box without cutting my fingers off, and which is an important skill set. And John Lambert, where's John? Right over here. John actually was the genius behind how we helped to locate and find and extract from the pillar this box, and that was not an easy thing, but again, members of ACOR drilling that helped that to happen. So let me just say this before we go to the actual work here. We all probably recognize how significantly important history is. We talk about learning from history so that we can in fact make a better future. And I think Utah is an example of that, where we've learned from our ancestors, but just as importantly, those who've gone before have not only put us on the right pathway, but they've given us principles and values that we build upon. The success of Utah really is built upon our ability to stand on those shoulders of those who've gone before us. Again, it's great to have our centenarians here with us. Again, we have, absolutely. I know Jeanette and I every year have an opportunity to meet with the most exclusive club in all of the state, and that's the centenarians. You have to be 100 to get in. And we have about 150 of them around the state, and usually about 50 to 60 of them show up for our lunch that we have. And it is incredible, as you've heard today, of the wisdom that they have, their sense of humor, their good understanding of basic principles of life that makes us successful as a community. And those are some of the shoulders we're building upon here today. You're in your second 100 years. We hope you get to 200. I know we've got 108 as a goal back here. We've only got 6 more years to go. But again, we stand on the shoulders of giants and those who've gone before us. And I hope we remember, unique to Utah, unfortunately, but again, it's part of our DNA as Utahns, the ability to work together in spite of differences, in spite of maybe different political views, religious diversity, difference of opinion. We seem to be able to come together as a state and find great success. It was mentioned earlier by one of our centenarians about this ability to cooperate, which is really one of the secrets of our success. And when you look at this Capitol, which has been referred to as the Temple of Democracy in the state of Utah, it really is a place where we gather together. We have all kinds of different kinds of gatherings to take place here. In here just a few months, we'll have the legislature gather together, and we'll debate ideas, and we'll develop policy, which hopefully puts Utah on the road towards the future in a better way. We build upon the past, but we build for a better future. We have an eye towards the past, but a vision towards what we can do even better. That is the symbol of this building. I hope we recognize that 100 years ago, when Governor Spry, well, I think we have him with us here today somewhere in costume, but Governor Spry was asked about this is a beautiful, magnificent, big, large building. Not without controversies, you can imagine, as taxpayers saying, do we need one this big? And I can tell you, people come from all over the country to see this building and have heard that Utah's Capitol is, if not the best, most beautiful building in America, it is certainly one of the top 2 or 3. And when asked about why are we building such a beautiful work of art, an edifice this size, he reminded the people of Utah at the time that we're not building for today and what we are, we're building for tomorrow and what we can become. So the imagery that we have here, this Capitol building, is what makes us a great state, because it represents the people of Utah. So we're going to see what those people 100 years ago left for us to take a look at. I know with all their visioning, the only thing that I'm critical about, they didn't vision enough for 100 years to put a lid on this box. We could just open by the hinges, you know. So we're going to have to cut this open so we can see what's inside here. We have a little bit of an indication based on some historical records. I want to recognize Ron Fox, who's kind of our resident historian. He's, by sleuthing, by investigation, he's done a lot of work to help us preserve artifacts that have to do with the state of Utah's history, this building, and the event we're going to have here today. So we thank Ron for his good work and contribution. So with that, I'm going to put on some work clothes and come back out with a cutting tool. We're going to open the box and see what's inside. Thank you and welcome to the Capitol. Enjoy our Centennial Celebration of 100 years. Thank you.
All right, and while the governor is getting ready, we're going to have Allison come and talk a little bit about the extraction process and what that took to accomplish that. So Allison, we'll go ahead and turn the floor to you.
Well, there's a lot of people that went into this incredible adventure. And one of them is here to speak on behalf of all of us that got to peer and watch for 2 days as the extraction occurred. John Lambert is a historical mason, and he was one of the people that really took us through the process and carefully removed the time capsule. John?
Governor, come over here. You want to come with me?
I just want to share a little bit of information with each of you as to what really was involved in removing this time capsule. It is no small feat to remove a soft, malleable copper box that is 100 years old, that contains very valuable historic artifacts from the heart of quartz monzonite stone 3 feet deep. And thanks to the vision of the state government, to the architect that's involved, to the folks who core drilled, to the folks who performed the sound penetrating radar to give us an indication as to where the box may be, to the historians who dug up and found photographs that showed when the box was originally placed within the stone. Everyone is commended, because this truly has been a collaborative effort and a multidisciplinary effort in order to get that box out. It is no small feat. I think you might be interested to know how all that happened. Once the architect took the initial leap of faith, and I must emphasize, in doing this kind of work, there are several times where you have to take leaps of faith, where you're venturing into the unknown, and you just simply have to take some risks. The first one was taken by the architect, Mr. Rob Pett, where he indicated where he felt that we should begin the drilling. And then with the help of ACOR, core drilling company, we began drilling about 2 feet in with a 2-inch core drill. We got to a certain point and the core drillers felt a little bit of give, because you can tell when you encounter different materials when you core drill. When we did that, we had them pull out the core drill and we noticed mortar, not stone, but mortar at the end of that core drill. So we knew that, we felt strongly, I should say, that we were on the right course. That was at about 24 inches deep, and so we continued to very carefully drive that core deeper and deeper. It went in about 2 more inches, and then there was another little bit of a give. We pulled back out, we scraped the back of the cavity, and we noticed what appeared to be copper, and it was a very exciting moment. At that point, we inserted a metal rod to sound it, to just tap it very, very lightly, which is very scary as well, so you don't know if you're going to penetrate that box and how fragile it might be. We sounded that box, and it sounded like a hollow metal drum. There were a lot of smiles at that point in time, and we felt that we were on the right track. At that time, Allison at the Capitol Preservation Board, in essence, called a timeout and said, okay, we need to gather. We were very, very fortunate to hit it the first time with that core drill. But at that point, the work began, and it took 2 days for a team of us to, lost count, to be honest with you, but I'm very confident there were at least 50 core drills of varying sizes that went toward the box. And now the task was to loosen the mortar at the side and the bottom of the box, so hopefully we could dislodge it. And at 11:30 p.m. one evening, I was prying with a pry bar on the top left-hand corner of the box, and it gave way and it dropped down about 1/4 of an inch, and there was a lot of celebration at that point in time. From then, it took about another half hour or so to continue to move the box about and negotiate it such that we were able to get it to the opening of the cavern. So those are some things that I'm hopeful you'll find interesting, and appreciate the opportunity to have been involved. Thank you.
Okay, I need the cutting utensil. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's you hold on. Come on, gather around. I want to see it first. See if I can. I want to know how deep that. All right, there we go. Here's the cutting tool. We'll try to put this as close to the edge as we can. So. Bend that out of the way. Okay. So far, this is typical. The government does all the work and let's search the books on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's the second side. We're starting to see some things here.
Yes, we are.
Let's see. Bend that up just a little bit. This is actually the bottom of the box, as opposed to the top. Again, we mentioned there's no hinge, there's no lid. But the bottom was already kind of had some rust, so we decided that if we're going to open it up, that would be the place to go. Ready? Go. No, on three. On three, we're going to take it out. Come up here, gather around. Oh, this is our official photographer.
He wouldn't miss a photo op, though.
I know. All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We've got a camera. Take a picture of the opening. Got a camera. Let's get a picture. We've got a coin sitting here on top.
Which would really be the bottom. It's a $50, Ron. Do you want to jump in here?
It's $50. All right, we're going. Can you see it? Yep. 1892, which was actually the first issue. Where's the tray we're putting this stuff on? Right here?
Right there, sir.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. They can carry too. These are extra small gloves.
This reminds me of a trial.
Okay, we're ready. Surgery. Okay. Ready, guys? Pull this off.
Just be careful. I gotta get some.
All right. Carefully taken out. We have a newspaper. Oh, you can't open up, I guess. It says the Logan City, Cache County, DJO. Let's put the journal. Next we have The Salt Lake Tribune, looks like. You see the date on that one, Governor?
April 1914, Saturday, April something. It's damaged a little.
Okay, we'll put that over there.
It looks like all of the newspapers have something in here.
This is a business card from Mr. Henry J. Bijan. Okay, does anybody know who that is? He stuck it in when nobody was looking.
His card in there calling.
Program. Here's a program from the event. The Lane of the Cornerstone Capitol Building. What's the date on it? April 14th?
April 4th.
April 4th.
1914.
1914. Salt Lake City
4
Top
p.m.
at 4 p.m. More newspapers. The Ogden Standard Examiner is now called. This one's all wrapped up. This is from the Granite Cutters International Association of America. That is. It's their incorporation documents or something. Okay, here's again another Logan Republican. Aren't we all Republicans?
Yeah.
Here's another paper, the Logan Republican. This is the book we heard about. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. LDS Biographical Encyclopedia. Do you have another copy of the original?
Yes.
Is it as good a shape as this one?
It's in good shape, yes.
Newspapers were the thing of the day, which is a little contrary to what's happening today with more social media. The Provo Post, is that what became the Daily Herald today? BYU and UAC debate here tomorrow night. BYU and Utah will meet in Salt Lake City. Some things never change. All right, here's an envelope with papers sealed up, so we'll let somebody else unseal that from the state of Utah. The legal department, probably what our liability is in opening this up. Here is, oh, that's okay, this is a program and competition of the Salt Lake Capitol Building. I'll look that up.
That's the program when they actually put out the contract to build the Capitol, which Pleddy won that competition.
Oh, the architect.
Yes.
Another newspaper, the Deseret Evening News.
Yay.
Remember when it used to come in the evening? Not that long ago, really. Okay. First conference session. Similar. This is the Evening Telegraph. What was that paper? Counterfeiters found.
In this box.
I wondered if they were ever going to catch those guys. All right, we have some, oh, look at this. Some more business cards. I can't read them. And hey, a relative.
Well, last name, not first name. S.A. Spencer Sheet Metal Contractor. So it looks like many of the contractors put their business cards in here.
Okay, yeah.
You made the box.
Made the
Maybe
box.
looking for business in the future. Remnants. What is that?
Looks like it's a card for, like a union card.
A union card. We still have unions. Here is a postage stamp of the day. Of the day. What's that?
Posted 2 cent posted.
2 cent postage stamp.
George Washington.
2 cents?
Which won't get you very far today.
No, it's probably worth 2 cents.
Hey, this, what's that?
It's a ticket for a railroad. It looks like. It's a Utah Light Railroad. It's a ticket for your trolley.
Yeah. Well, and see, we come full cycle now with tracks.
Not sure. You get on your tail.
Okay, this is a book called Church Chronology by Andrew Jensen. Looks like I have a lot of papers stuck in there. I won't take them out because we want to make sure we don't destroy everything. And here's the Herald Republican. All the newspapers. Here's another program, looks like. Lane of the Cornerstone. Again, we had one earlier on. So this was it was inside. What's that? No, this is signed by signatures on the back. Members of the Utah State First Battery. So this is maybe military.
Military, yeah. Probably the 145th Military Battery, which was Utah.
Okay, so there's a military battery, infantry, army.
Captain William C. Webb.
Okay, well, we got a bunch of names on here. You'll have to come up and take a look at it. See if there's a connection. All right, we're getting towards the end here.
Your money.
Let's see.
The speaker wants to know if Lyle Hilliard left anything. Senator Hilliard.
Well, he could be here. He could be here. These are some photographs from that time. The actual event itself. Pictures, so that's 100 years ago when they put this in the pillars. Maybe 102 years ago, actually. So
Some of these photographs generated the ideas of what we're going to be doing this week.
yeah. And down to the money. We already had one coin. We have, looks like, another couple of coins. All right. What is that, Ron?
Sir, it's a nickel. That's a V nickel. And it is dated, I can see it, it's too tarnished. It's like 1898.
98. Okay, that's one. What's that one?
That's a quarter, and that's dated 1909.
A quarter. Okay. Let's see. What's this?
Penny.
Penny. What's the date on that one?
Well, we're hoping it was 1914 D. It's a very expensive coin. But unfortunately, I can't see the date. Not enough light.
You need to clean that one up.
Yep, gotta clean it up.
And here's a silver dollar.
That one's easy. It's 1896, the year of statehood.
And a dollar doesn't go as far nowadays as it did back in 1896, I can tell you.
Although that one might.
Well, is there anything else in there, Jeanette? Can you see anything else? Paper? Is this a paper? Oh, it's somebody's signature. And it goes on to something there. Falling off. These are just to protect me from cutting my arms. This is a drill hole. Let's see. What's that?
It's remnant. That's remnant.
Okay. Open the box, make sure it's all empty. Like we do elections and all. Make sure it's all empty. Well, hey, congratulations on 100 years of great statehood. We have Governor Spry over here again. He had vision. The people at the time, again, propelled us forward. We have the responsibility to probably come up with our own box, don't you think, Speaker? Yes. So people look back with some fondness of us. And again, my recommendation is let's put a lid on ours. They can open it up, don't have to cut like they've done here. And again, congratulations to one and all. The next 100 are the best 100. So thank you very much. Okay. I think that's it. I know there's. I know you're all here for the cake, so Allison's going to tell us what to do next. Make sure we get an excellent cake for the
$1.
governor.
That back to the next one.
He's got got some covers
Exactly.
for your coins.
This will protect
Do
them.
you have your loop with you?
No, but I have my glasses.
Oh, do you?
Somebody shine a light from an iPhone, I can get on
With anxious terror, it's
the, on the penny.
Okay.
that experience
Oh, don't put them in.
restoration of the Capitol, and just some history to the Capitol itself for you to take home, and an extra special cupcake for you to take home. So have one here and take one home. Thank you for coming.